We have the likes and dislikes hidden, comments turned off. No one is surprised. Over the course of this nearly 25-minute episode, Neil Druckmann, director of The Last of Us Part 2, will provide an extensive look at the gameplay, threats, and world of the game ahead of its release on 19th of June on PS4. To cap it all off, he'll introduce a never-before-seen extended gameplay sequence to close out the show. There won't be any PS5 news or updates in this episode, just a deep dive into the world of The Last of Us Part 2. Well, thank you for that. No, we should not have chat replay on. That's gonna have spoilers. All right, let's take a look. This thing is gonna be too loud for you guys. That fucking beep, dude. Sorry for your guys' ears. That beep is so loud every time. But yeah, we're just gonna be reacting to some stuff and then getting into Nioh 2.
Things were different. I wish things were different. Ellie! But they ain't.
God, he looks so old. I've said that a million times, but it's true.
Please stop. I'm leaving tomorrow.
This is all shit we've seen.
Smart. We'd be leaving Jackson vulnerable.
Actually, I think this is the exact same trailer they already showed. The Inside the Story trailer.
How'd you find us?
You can't stop this.
I want what you want. But not at any cost.
Okay, this is all stuff we've seen already.
I really hope you make it.
I have to.
Ellie has not aged well. That's for sure.
There's a cost.
We could have killed you. Maybe you should have.
Okay. So, we get to see the trailer that we've already seen. I think I watched it like 2 or 3
Neil
times.
Druckmann, Vice President of Naughty Dog and the director of The Last of Us Part 2. We're just a few weeks away from launch on June 19th, when the game will finally be in your hands. The wait has been long,
You keep
and
saying
we're
that.
extremely grateful for your patience, especially now in the midst of these unprecedented and challenging times. We hope you're all taking care of yourselves and that you, your friends, and your loved ones are doing well. Because of these extraordinary circumstances, we can't be together in this final stretch and share the experience like we usually would. So today we're trying something different. Something we've never done before.
That's the very beginning of the game.
Over the next 20 minutes or so, we're going to give you an in-depth look into what awaits you in The Last of Us Part 2, including new details about the gameplay experience and story. And to cap it all off, we'll be showing a never-before-seen, lengthy gameplay sequence. You'll definitely want to stick around for that.
That looked like the Abby trailer. Interesting.
I don't know what happened. I was supposed to take her to the Fireflies and walk away. They were actually going to make a cure. The only catch, it would kill her.
Who's he telling
The
that
Last of
to?
Us Part 2
Tommy?
picks up Ellie and Joel's story several years after the events of the first game. Ellie and Joel have settled in Jackson, Wyoming, amongst a thriving community of survivors. With the threats of the world kept outside the town's walls, Jackson has been able to find relative peace and even stability. Ellie is now 19, lives on her own, and has been able to forge lasting relationships within the community.
She's 19. Why does she look older than me? And I'm
How would
23.
you rate our kiss from last night?
However, this peace is short-lived. Jackson and Ellie suffer a violent and traumatizing event. Ellie sets off back into the treacherous outside world in search of retribution and justice. Her journey will take her to new parts of the country previously unexplored in The Last of Us. The story spans
Like
multiple
Washington.
seasons and climates, from the snow-capped mountains of Jackson to the lush Pacific Northwest. Each introduces a wide range of exterior and interior environments for you to navigate and explore, rendered in meticulous detail and unprecedented scale with the latest iteration of the Naughty Dog engine. Our goal was to make these
The graphics are nothing special. Like, for the actual gameplay, the graphics are actually really lacking. You can really tell that this is like a PS4 game. The graphics, honestly, like the trees and shit, especially in like if you look at the actual trees, it honestly looks like, I just played Last of Us Remaster. It looks like Last of Us Remaster. Like, it does not
previously unexplored in The
look
Last of
better.
Us.
The lighting
The
looks
story
better.
spans multiple seasons and climates, from the snow-capped mountains of Jackson.
Like, if you actually take a look at like the texture, like right here especially, it's very evident. Like, these trees look like doo-doo. You know what I mean? And they have like these 1D, these 2D textures of the barbed wire. Like, I was really expecting a lot more graphically from the game, or 1440. But yeah, honestly, nothing impressive here for like the actual texture work on this shit. Really, where the game's graphics are gonna shine is the faces. You know, just like Uncharted 4, like the faces are like really, really good. Everything else is not very good. And that's still the case here. I mean, take a look at these trees here. I mean, it looks like doo-doo.
The lush Pacific Northwest. Each introduces a wide range of exterior and interior environments for you to navigate and explore, rendered in meticulous detail and unprecedented scale with the latest iteration of the Naughty Dog engine.
And the fact that this runs at 30 is kind of crazy.
Beautiful, but feel as grounded and authentic to the cities they're based on as possible. Much of the story unfolds in what remains of Seattle, a massive former quarantine zone. Its locales are incredibly diverse, spanning a dense city center with a skyline of towering
Water looks okay.
high-rises to the beautiful suburbs and stormy waterfronts that surround it. The city exhibits drastic shifts in architecture, elevation, and weather. And with Part 2, we've introduced new traversal mechanics that afford greater exploration and ways to navigate threats. Ellie is not only able to climb and jump over gaps, but she can use ropes to scale vertical terrain or swing over obstacles, allowing you to discover new areas, resources, and side narratives.
Uncharted. Okay.
These more open environments also create new strategic considerations in combat, whether it's to get the jump on enemies or bypass them entirely. The Last of Us Part 2 features some of the largest environments we've ever created. Horseback riding will allow Ellie to quickly cover some of these expansive terrains. Some streets are so flooded that a boat is required to navigate them. However, the world of The Last of Us is as lush and inviting as it is deadly. As Ellie uncovers the path to finding those who have wronged her, she must face the many threats of this unknown city. In the wake of the pandemic and the fall of the quarantine zone, Seattle has become a war zone, where two warring factions find themselves in an ongoing conflict for territory and resources. One of these groups is the Washington Liberation Front, otherwise known as the WLF. The WLF are a militia group that began as resistance to the military occupation of Seattle and eventually wrestled control of the city from them. They are highly trained, organized, and well-equipped with weapons they stole from the army. They occupy much of the city, imprisoning or killing trespassers on sight.
Hey, we got another trespasser. A girl. Did you see her?
Interesting. Okay, there's some sort of militia.
On
Are
the
they
other
gonna
side
go-
of this bloody conflict is a group of religious zealots called the Seraphites.
Okay,
or
we're talking
scars,
about them.
defined by the self-inflicted deep cuts that they bear across their faces. Like the WLF, they're deeply tribalistic and territorial. They're known for being stealthy, using overgrowth as cover, and they use more silent weapons like bows and arrows.
Clip her wings.
Okay, so they're talking about the cultists.
But beyond this conflict among survivors, the threat that originally brought the world to its knees is very much present. Every
Oh,
human
is it?
is in danger of falling victim to the infected.
Damn, that's a good looking bloater.
They are the recently infected runners who are more numerous and aggressive in this game. The blind but extremely deadly clickers, and the stalkers who sneak and hide until they're ready to attack, surprising their victims with extreme agility and brutal violence. The Last of Us Part 2 introduces new stages of infected, such as the Shamblers. Surprising their victims with extreme agility and brutal violence.
Just want to take a look at the arsenal here. Getting a little tidbit. So we got the bricks and the bottles like normal, Molly like normal, medkit like normal. Some sort of 2 types of grenades, it looks like. Oh, there's a smoke grenade. Okay, smoke grenade and regular grenade. So all of that's coming back. Nothing new on that front. Got the hunting rifle. We got a shotgun. Looks like a smaller shotgun though. Not the full Joel size shotty. Got her classic little 9mm. And looks like she gets a revolver as well. Okay. Alright. I'm wondering, like, after playing Last of Us 1, you kind of, over again, you kind of realize, like, how silly it is. Like, your arsenal is huge in The Last of Us 1. You have, like, regular pistol, revolver, El Diablo, which is a fucking magnum with a scope on it. You have a fucking shorty, which is a shotgun pistol. For your primaries, you got the bow, you got the hunting rifle, you got the assault rifle, you got the shotgun, you have a flamethrower, you know what I mean? Like, it's very silly, and he's just somehow carrying all of these in his backpack. It is very silly, but that's part of what makes it fun, is like that it gives you all of those tools and all of those weapons, and it's just like, okay, use what you want to use. One thing I did notice is that she shot the infected in the head with the hunting rifle and it didn't blow his head off, which is interesting. Makes me wonder if maybe it's weaker in this game and maybe it's not going to have the armor penetrating capabilities that it did in Last of Us 1.
The Last of Us Part 2 introduces new stages of infected, such as the Shamblers. Large, heavily armored enemies that are covered in pustule. Upon getting close to you, they expel a corrosive spore cloud that burns its victims. But our most terrifying and lethal new forms of infected will have to wait until you play the game for yourselves.
Okay, we already know about these. You know the leaks.
Overcoming these threats will require careful consideration of how you approach every combat encounter and how you leverage Ellie's unique skills, equipment, and the environment to your advantage.
So funny enough, Half-Life Alyx, one of my biggest complaints about Half-Life Alyx was that there was not enough person-on-person combat, and there was a lot of zombie combat. However, it's kind of the reverse for me for Last of Us. I actually prefer fighting the zombies and the variations of zombies because it does really change up your gameplay, and kind of force you to play like really sneaky, because they're so fast and they're so hard to hit if you're like me and you have potato aim on controller. And so I'm curious because it, you know, the infected are in the game, but from what we've seen a lot more focus on the human conflict than the infected conflict. So I'm just wondering if this is going to be like the opposite of Half-Life Alyx for me, where I'm going to want more infected fighting, and I'm gonna have too much human fighting, because I'm just seeing so much human fighting, and A big reason that I'm not really a fan, or I'm worried that I'm not going to be a fan about the human fighting, is how much they've talked about, like, every character has a name, and the dogs have owners, and the dogs have names, and they're gonna cry when you kill their dog, and you know, shit like that. And I'm just like, it doesn't really sound fun to me. That doesn't sound like something I'm gonna really want to play and to do a lot of. But with Infected, I mean, you could just blow motherfuckers away, right? You don't feel bad at all. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see the balance that they strike, because we're definitely seeing a lot more human on human violence in this game.
Infected?
Let's get in there.
The WLF patrol the streets of Seattle with guard dogs, which are capable of detecting and following you, even while in cover.
You think this guy's connected to the
They can pick up your scent and alert their handlers to your presence. Listen mode will reveal your scent trail, so keep moving and cause distractions to avoid detection.
They could be hiding anywhere.
25 years after the pandemic began,
It's a neat
the world is
mechanic.
completely overgrown. Use tall grass to hide from enemies and go prone to stay out of sight. However, this form of analog stealth means you're never fully hidden. If enemies get close enough, they can discover you, even in grass. When Ellie is overwhelmed, running away is a viable option. You can also break glass or crawl through tight spaces to find new paths or areas to evade or take on your enemies. In any given combat situation, you can flee an encounter and re-establish stealth to regain the advantage.
That was the same in the
If
first
you
one.
absolutely have to fight your way out, there are a variety of tools at your disposal. Ellie's more agile than most of her enemies. She can sprint and quickly dodge incoming attacks. Learning how opponents attack with different weapons and mastering the timing of your dodges will prevent you from taking damage and create opportunities to counterattack.
That was a
You can
long
use throwable
fight
items
sequence.
or well-placed shots to stun enemies before dealing a killing blow. Or using them as a shield to protect yourself or buy some time to figure out your next move.
Oh, right in the fucking kidney.
Ellie isn't always alone on her journey.
Dina.
Allies will take part in helping you navigate the environments, spot enemies, and meaningfully help you in combat encounters.
Ooh, blew his fucking brains out, dude. Hey, the violence isn't looking too bad.
Between the human survivors and the roaming infected, there will be times where multiple threats are present, creating new strategic considerations and opportunities.
So just like Left Behind, that was one of the best parts of
You can
that
choose whether to
DLC.
attack these opponents separately and directly, or find ways to pit them against each other.
That was me, dude. I was always debating the zombies on them.
Flee as they fight, or wait until their numbers have thinned out and engage with whomever's left.
Oh my god, there's tons of infected. Holy shit. That was actually kind of creepy. Seeing the ones from the right run in.
Our goal is to create unparalleled attention, coupled with deep systems that give you greater control and influence over your journey. As you play, you'll be able to invest in a broad collection of crafting items, weapon, and player upgrades through training manuals scattered throughout the environment and scavenging for ingredients. These skills and upgrade manuals cater to a variety of playstyles, and the choices you make will create your own distinct experience. We also wanted to extend that agency and personalization to your weapons through our new workbench system. Scavenge for parts to modify and improve your weapon's performance and attributes, all of which are visualized and become part of your character.
Cool. I mean, who knows where the fuck she just pulled that scope out from, but cool. Stun bomb.
Survival will also require using the parts and ingredients that you'll find in the environment, which can be crafted into a wide range of defensive and offensive
Oh
items.
god.
Like
This guy has a
proximity
fucking hole in
mines,
his head.
explosive arrows, pistol suppressors, and more.
Explosive arrow?
All of these gameplay systems are meant to immerse you in the world and make you
What was
feel
that
in
cut?
lockstep with Ellie's emotional journey.
Like, whoa. You can't see that.
As we've said before, this is Naughty Dog's largest, most ambitious game. It may seem like we covered a lot,
Oh,
but we've only
shit.
scratched the surface of what it's like to play
Oh,
The Last of Us
shit.
Part 2. We can't wait for you to experience it all for yourself on June 19th. Until then, here's an extended sequence of never-before-seen gameplay. Enjoy.
Never before seen gameplay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, graphically, the game doesn't look like anything crazy. It's no God of War, you know? It's no God of War like Detroit. But, it doesn't look bad.
Escape while no one was looking. We're searching the area, just in case she's still around.
Isaac's not happy about it.
No shit.
No shit.
Escape. What the fuck are they talking about?
Oh, if they're not talking about Ellie, are they talking about Abby? They were showing a little bit more of Abby. Like, in this video, they've shown her, like, that trailer with her, like, a few times now. Talking about Abby is not a spoiler, just saying her name. That's not a spoiler. Let the record show. Bro, she's being so loud. How's this person not gonna hear her? She's like grunting and shit. Oh, this bitch has headphones in.
Don't make a fucking sound. Hands up.
She's playing the fucking Vita.
You know a girl named Nora?
Sure, yeah.
Where is she?
In the hospital.
Where in the hospital?
Yeah, they're clearing out the upper floors. She's somewhere in there.
Girl named Nora. Oh, you fucked up. Well, she kind of brought that on herself. To be fair. Bro, what's on the Vita? I know that music. What is that from? Oh my god, that's gonna trigger me. What is that music from? Is that Danganronpa music? Oh, dude, that's gonna trigger me.
Girl waiting for him for Bob.
You shitting me? They put you with Joe again?
Upstairs.
Hey, we get the job done.
Fuck, I know that music, dude.
I bet you do. Oh, this is not fair.
I'm
Cool to see a Vita.
Data soldier.
In 2020, we just saw a Vita.
Sure. I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, I want to see what the silenced pistol sounds like. And if it's like Days Gone, where like they don't hear you at all.
Hey, did you hear about we're all getting called up to
Oh.
the lab?
I heard that Isaac wants us to retake all of downtown.
It's like Days Gone, they don't hear you at all.
I heard we might take the fight to them.
Oh, no way. Not after what went down last time.
Oh, only the
Even
person
Isaac isn't that
talking
crazy.
what I
glue
heard.
with the listening mode. That's cool.
All right, calm down.
Calm down. The fucking slow kill.
Charlotte! Roger and Bob! Sticky tape from that way!
Melee upgrade.
Head out.
So she can use like conventional melee weapons, like Joel. Oh no, they're gonna burn the fucking dog to death, dude. Oh, dude, the sound that that dog makes as it's burning to death, that is fucked up. That is fucked up. That's gonna be rough the first few times, but then you'll get used to it, you know? You'll be used to murdering the fucking dogs. Right in the back of the head. Arrow just bounced off her noggin, dude. Bounced off.
Just like that.
Just like that. Ellie, why are you talking to yourself? That looks satisfying. She got 3 shots out of that suppressor. Wow. Oh, she has like an M14. Oh.
Saw movement.
Knocked his fucking hat off.
I got you covered.
Holy shit!
Drop her now!
Drop her now. Kidney stab.
I found her!
Ah! Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, that's not an M14. Look like it. Oh man, that was my aim. There's still one more, dude. Oh, she didn't even loot the whole area. I'm triggered.
Damn it! Find another way up!
Who is this Nora she's looking for? I don't know who the fuck that is. Look at that, dude. Even with the leaks, there's shit that I don't know. Nice. I like it. Is this supposed to be the hospital from the first game or no?
That you, Nora?
Nora. Who the fuck is Nora? She hears nothing.
Abby would see it herself.
The fuck was Abby here?
I'm not stupid. You're gonna tell us where she went.
When Isaac talks to us about this,
I'm getting tired of this.
Nora. Nora! I'm not going down for her, man.
She's looking for Nora to get to Abby, it seems like. He didn't pick up the tape. I'm pissed.
Don't scream. Put that shit down. You remember me? Yeah. You remember me.
Okay. So she's looking for Nora to find Abby. Okay. So they kind of are acknowledging who Abby is, but they're not really saying much about her. Okay. I wanted to watch back when she hit that dude in the fucking head, dude. I wanted to watch that back real quick. That was wild.
Another way up!
Right here, dude. This is wild. Looks like she took his entire fucking head off.
I found her!
Oh my god. 9.25 this. 0.25. I want to see what happens to this man's head. I found it. Oh god. No, her head's still. Oh man, it's like cracked open. Not what would happen IRL, but okay. I really want to see what the chat was saying. But I know it'll be full of spoilers, so I'm not gonna. But yeah, I mean, we saw a couple new mechanics. The reason I say they're not really new mechanics is because, like we saw, she's more nimble, which is, you know, that's not really new. We saw that from the gameplay, but it's also not really new because it looks like the animations are almost the exact same as like Uncharted. We saw that she can take rope and like toss it, but that's also in Uncharted. So that's not really new. The smell trail thing isn't new because they've talked about it before. It's new to the series, and I actually think it's a cool idea. So I'm down with the smell trail, but man, when she fucking threw that Molotov on that dog and that dude, and the sounds that that dog made, it was fucked up, man. It's gonna be rough. But like I said, it's only gonna be rough the first couple times, right? But after you burn enough dogs to a crisp, I'm sure you'll get over it and be completely fine with it. But yeah, I mean, all in all, I'm already buying it day one. You know, already buying it day one. So at this point, I think we've basically seen all that we need to see. I mean, I wish that they would show more about the story, just because I want people to know what they're getting. And obviously no spoilers, but like at this point in the game, or like in the advertising and shit, I feel like they are selling you on a different game than you're going to get. And that's my issue with it. Is they are selling you one game, and that is not the game that these people will be receiving. But these people that, you know, are staying away from spoilers and stuff, and rightfully so, they are literally about to get fucking blindsided. They are about to get their fucking head slammed. Whiplash, dude. Like, they're gonna be so confused. And, like, I feel like Naughty Dog knows that, and that's why they're so particular with the stuff that they're showing from the game. And yeah, I mean, I'm just really conflicted on that fact. I'm really, really conflicted on the fact that they are... I don't want to say they're being dishonest, because I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's true. I don't think they're being dishonest. I think that they are being vague. They're purposefully being vague. And they're being vague because now they know that a lot of people are not happy with how things go. And so they don't want people to be unhappy about it. They still want people to buy the game. So, you know, they're trying to keep people happy and excited. But by doing that, they're sort of selling you on a game, on a different game than what you're going to be playing and receiving. So those are my thoughts. I was really hoping that they'd show something from later in the game, because as of right now, they have only shown you shit from early on in the game. And I don't really like that. I'm not saying spoil the whole game or anything, obviously. I'm not saying that. But we took a look at Last of Us 1's trailer, and you saw stuff from the entire game, right? And I would like to see the same thing for The Last of Us 2. Just shit from the entire game. But they're just showing you stuff from the beginning of the game. And you know, I mean, people will find out and then you'll hear about it.